Hi, Chuck Hawley from West Marine, and I'm talking to Mike Perry from Shurflo. Mike's got some interesting new high-capacity pumps that he wants to show us. Mike, what's different about these pumps?
Well, Chuck, what we have here is one of two different series. This is a high-flow bilge pump, and we have a 1500 and 2000, both in 12 and 24 volt. The unique feature of this higher flow pump is that it's water-cooled, both in the high-flow bilge and the high-flow live well. We've put in a heat exchange plate on this product so that when water's flowing over, it's continually cooling it. So in continuous applications where you might have you're far out in the ocean and you've got a leak or an issue, you want a pump that's going to last. This heat exchanger is basically going to take the heat off the brush card and the motor and the commutator and make the pump last longer.
So when you have bilge pump failures in the past, is it largely because the cycling of the pump is such that it can't cool down?
It's really dependability. A smaller motor runs at a pretty high RPM, and you can potentially heat up the brushes and ruin the brushes, and the motor will quit. Bilge pumps are typically meant to be intermittent duty. They kind of run for a while just to clear the water. But if you happen to have a heavy sea or a lot of water coming on board continuously, you need a continuous duty bilge pump.
How does the bilge pump differ from the live well pump?
Well, the bilge pump, of course, is expelling water that comes into the boat unwanted, whereas the live well pump is what you want. You want water coming into the boat and into the live well. It's continually recirculating fresh water and putting it into the tank and then exporting it out through one of the exit ports in the live well tank. But this also has a heat exchange plate on it as well. What's unique, jumping in both of these, this is a nylon base plate too, because it's a heavier product. You can tell by the weight of the motor.
Yeah.
It's super heavy. It uses a 3¼ inch motor in a 2000 GPH. Most of the competitors use that in a 4000. So we're taking a bigger motor and using it in a smaller capacity pump. It's just going to last longer.
So the technology is relatively similar. It's just the configuration of the ports that differs?
Exactly, the configuration. This has a dual port. This goes to your live well. We have an oversized intake so you can go to your washdown pump. And on this particular pump, that fits in like this. We've set up a swivel base plate. So in an aftermarket application, whether it's through port supply or an OEM, they can mount this pump, swivel the plate, and then without having to have everything hooked up, they can take extra tubing and hook it to their pump. Their wiring is extended, hook it all up, then slide the pump down into a tight spot, rather than having to connect all those components down into the tight spot that they're trying to mount the pump to. So it gives them the versatility and easier mounting. Because you just rotate the plate, you don't have to rotate the plumbing and the wiring with the pump.
Oh, that's a great feature. Okay, so if you need a high-capacity bilge pump, either 1,500 or 2,000 gallons per hour, or you need a high-capacity live well recirculation pump, Shurflo's got the pumps for you. And of course, these are available online at westmarine.com or in any of our 300 stores.